Good evening. It's Diane Evans with stampingwithdiane.com. I'm an independent Canadian Stampin' Up! Demonstrator here in interior British Columbia. So if this is one of your first times joining me, especially if you're on YouTube, make sure that you do subscribe. And if you never subscribed before or never been on my YouTube, I hope that you do. Leave a comment and give me some questions. That would be great. Also, if you are joining me on my Facebook page, I will see who you are. But if you're joining me through my group, I don't see unless you've given the authorization to StreamYard in order to share that information. So if you are going to leave a comment, just put your initials behind it if you're off of, hello, Marjorie. So you're obviously off my page, so that's wonderful. So tonight is another one of my series of What Now? You've got stuff in your crafting room, your craft studio, and you wonder what other ways that you could use some of that stuff. So that's what the whole purpose of this is because I want you to actually get in and use your product that you have, because without using it, you're kind of defeating the whole purpose of buying it, right? So in any event, so what I'm going to do tonight is we are using, I'm gonna have another use for you for an embossing folder. Now, this was something that was shared by one of my team members on our, at a team meeting that we had, and thanks to Lorraine Nelson, she showed us how to do a kissing technique with the embossing folder. I'm doing this a little bit different than what she showed us in our team meeting. I just found that this worked a little bit better for me, but not necessarily a way that you have to do it. So I'm hoping that, yeah, I'm going to actually get going on this. We're going to do a few other things. Yeah, I know, but the beauty of it is being able to use other things, right? So let's just shoot on down to my desktop. Let's see if I got me in the middle there, kind of in the middle. All right. So the whole thing is the kissing technique is a very, very old technique. I think it's been around ever since I've been stamping. So I wanted to show you what that kissing technique actually looks like. Your best bet when you use the kissing technique is to use like a solid stamp. So there's this one that's a solid stamp. We could use this as a solid stamp. I wonder what that would look like with a solid stamp. Just to let you know, Strong of Heart, I was actually going to do something with this today because this is the day of service that Stampin' Up! Has. For every one of these, $4 gets donated to Heart Health. So it's a good thing to do. So let's see how that'll work with this. So I'm just going to show you the kissing technique. And then what I want to do is I want to show you the kissing technique with an embossing folder. All right, so I've just got some petal pink. And I'm just stamping this up. And the best way, like I said, is something that is solid. I don't know how this is going to work. I didn't give this a try. This is Calypso Coral. And what I've done is I've just taken this stamp here. I could take this stamp too. It would look quite nice, I would think. But I've taken this and I'm going to use my Calypso Coral with that. And this is a smaller stamp. So I'm just going to go in. I'm just going to stamp it a few times. And then I'm just going to go down here and let's just stamp this and see how this looks. So I'm getting some good mornings. So I am assuming that this is in Australia. So there's the kissing technique done with the stamp. So we could use that. Now I just want to, I have to wash these off because they're going to really get mucked up, that's for sure. All right, but I want to show you how cool this also looks with a solid stamp. So I inked it up with the petal pink. I have this one again. I'm just going to go in and use that same one from the Positive Thoughts. I'm just going to go in and let's stamp that. And this will look really cool. I think this one will be a really nice one. Morning in Australia, right on. And there, take a look at that. Now, is that not gorgeous? I can see a card coming up with that, that's for sure. But one of the things that I wanted to show you was let's play with embossing folders. Oh, Margaret, you're in it. Oh, well, there you go. I saw it. Yeah, I saw it. I did see that you were said good morning. So you're on YouTube. Wonderful. Welcome. Thank you for joining me. All right. So what I wanted to do was I want to show you another one stamp. And I think what I'm going to do is I am going to use this shaded summer. Now, when I was using this before, it didn't quite work. Some worked, some didn't work. So we're going to play with it. Now, this shaded summer is a great stamp set, but you can also get, for a level 2 in celebration, you can get the dies that go along with this for free. So no matter what country you're in, there's different amounts. Up here in Canada, if you spend 120, you can get this. You would get this for free. So we're going to use this just because it's a celebration thing. And we don't have celebration that long. So I wanted to go and do something with the celebration. All right, so I have this stamp here. And it's a bit solid. It's not real solid. So we're going to get kind of, we're going to get some, it's not going to be as good as these. But I wanted, like I say, if I had a really solid stamp, I will show you with this birthday stamp. Let's go and take a look at that and see what it would look like. So this is the embossing folder that I'm using. This is the Time Worn Type 3D embossing folder. I'm going to use the negative image, and the negative image is the one where it pops up or on the other side of Stampin' Up. So let's go and, okay, I'm going to use this. So I'm going to stamp that up with this, and then we'll go ahead and make a card with it. All right. Now, this is, you can purchase these. This is a brayer. We used to have brayers, but this one's a really heavy, heavy duty rubber one. Great ones. All right. So I'm just inking that up with basic gray, and I'm just going to put it on this embossing folder. And I'm just trying to see where it's the best, because that's where I'm going to actually put this. Now, this is a gray. This is not like a tone on tone, so it's going to be a little bit different of a look. So, Lorraine, I had given you credit for this particular technique that we showed in our team meeting. However, I'm doing this just a tiny bit different than what you had done. So I'm just going in. I'm stamping on my embossing folder. And then let's just see how this looks. And this is going to be a little bit more subtle. Let's see how that works. So now what we're going to do is I want to go in, and I want to do that with my stamp. And that's that shaded summer stamp, right? All right, so I'm going to need this inked up. Just going to leave that off to the side. Now with this, I've got my cards all here. Anybody that knows me knows that I love pink. And, my goodness, what have I got here? I love pink and gray together. We'll put it onto this one here. So I'm going to ink this up with Blushing Bride. Like I said, this is going to be very subtle. And then I'm going to come again with my brayer. And let's just ink this up. You don't need that much on there. I just want to make sure that I've got it in a really good spot. Now, there's words on here, so we want to make sure that they're going the right way. So I'm just going to ink onto my embossing folder. And I have shown other techniques with embossing folders, but this one's just a tad different. Now I'm keeping my fingers crossed that this is going to work. I probably didn't pick the best colors, but I did want a pink and a gray. So you can kind of see that I'm getting a bit of the pink and the gray. Very subtle, but that's okay. I can live with that. Then let's just close these up so that I don't get them all over the place. I probably, oops, should have gone with those two colors that I picked before, but I wanted to tie in this gray into my pink and gray card. So I have a basic gray background. Let's see, let's just take all this stuff out here. I've gone ahead and I've cut out a bunch of different dies from here as well. Now I have this is 5.5 by 8.5, and I'm sorry for the ladies down in Australia. These are not in metric, but this is just a regular A4 card folded in half. And I have my smoky slate, which is just 1/4 of an inch smaller. And I'm just going to put that on. I'm going to use my glue again. And let's just put that down in here. And I've run that Blushing Bride. I've run it through with that same embossing folder, Time Worn Type. And the words go a certain way, so I want to make sure that they go up. And I believe that I cut this one 3 3/4 or 3.5 by 4 3/4. I believe this one was. I have this piece for the inside. Whoops. See, that's what I mean. I got a bit of wiggle room. All right. So I also turned around and I took 2 of these silhouettes and I just cut that out. And I don't know if I want to use the dark gray or the light gray. I'll show you in just a second. Maybe I could use both of them. And then I'm going to go ahead and let's just cut this out. So I'll bring in my mini cut and emboss. Margaret, seriously, I can't get, I use these colors a lot. I use pink and gray, and I use yellow and gray. Those are my go-to colors. If I'm not, takes me I try to stay away from them because I like them so much, just because I would do all my cards in these colors. So, all right. So just run this through. I'll just move that out of the way. Just take this off. I just leave my tape on my dies a lot of times. All right, so I have that cut out, and now I have this to go on here. So what do you think? Should I do it with the two-tone, or should I do it with just the gray? That's basic gray, and then this is smoky slate. Let me know what you think. So let me just bring that up a bit. There is a smoky slate. There's the 2. So, yeah, I'm kind of liking the two-tone, right? Yeah. Well, that wasn't the original plan, but I think I will go with the two-tone. So I'm just going to actually put this onto the basic gray. That gives an awful lot of dimension to it, that's for sure. Oops. Just a subtle two-tone. And I'm going to actually lay that down. Now I'm going to also do my words. I think I'm going to pop this up. So I bring in my dimensionals. I really like this stamp set. It's got such great sentiments on here, like happy birthday, thank you. Some beautiful sayings. I'm going to do a birthday card, I think. Let's see. Where's my Techique tool? Yeah, the mini cut and emboss is only 2.5 pounds, which is great. When I start traveling, I can take it with me. However, I have already sent one off to my home in Winnipeg. My home. My kids would, I don't know how they feel about that. All right, now I also have some leaves, and I've cut them out in smoky slate, and I've got some also in here. I think I'll just use that. Let's just pop this in. I have this cut out, the solid one, but I don't think I'm going to use it. If I did, I would go tone on tone, I think. Let's see. No, I can do them off-centered too. Maybe I'll do that with the gray, the basic gray as well. All right, I'll put it on. Like I say, this is not at all what I thought it was going to be. It's funny how when you start doing something, it just turns out completely different. This is, like I say, such a pretty stamp set, and with this celebration, cutting these out, it's an added value, that's for sure. Let's just do like that. Put that one there. And we can put another one of these leaves on here as well. All right, so now what we have to do is, I want to put, oh, darn it, I meant to put this ribbon on. This is the ribbon from the Whimsy and Wonder. And this ribbon is a Blushing Bride. Now, I went and I cut it for another project, and it didn't work out for what I was going to do. So I think what I'll do is we'll try this. I'm going to try to tie a double bow. Well, you know what? I think it's going to be too much. So I'm just going to do a single bow. Like I say, this is frayed. So I wanted to tie this around, and I wanted to use some white with it too. It's not quite what I wanted, but it's very frayed. I laugh because my granddaughter would not like this bow at all. All right, let's see. There. All right, now I need to have a sentiment on there, and I think I'm going to go with this happy birthday. And I think I'm going to, you know what, I'm going to do a two-tone on this too. So I'm actually going to do this in the basic gray on the Blushing Bride, I think. Bear with me. So let me just stamp this. You know what? I think I'm going to stamp that. I want it to show up more. I'm going to stamp it with Memento because I want it to show. So let's just stamp that. And then I'm going to, yeah, it's, and then I'm just going to fussy cut this out. And then I'm going to also put this onto a piece of, I think I'll use, I want to use Smoky Slate or see. We've got that attached yet. So I'm thinking I'm going to do it in this. This is a good piece. All right. So I'm just going to I'm going to put this just down here. This is a brand new one. I'm just going to put it onto here. And let me just trim around there to get a shaded effect. All right. Just oops. Kind of moved on there. I don't want that to move. Just like so. Right. So like I say, what we're doing is we've gone ahead and we've done the kissing technique using an embossing folder. I've shown you how to do a kissing technique using stamps as well. But I think that's another day project. There's so many uses for embossing folders. All right, so let's just take this off. Into here. Dimensionals all over the place. Excuse. All right, so here, I'm going to just put that over here. And I don't think I'm going to put it on with a dimensional. Excuse. All right, so that's just going to go there. Let's go ahead. And actually, you know what? I'm going to use dimensionals on this one. I wasn't going to, but I'm going to now. So this is the dies for this is one of those ones that are while quantities last. I know the bedazzling paper has already sold out, which is kind of sad, but put that there. I'm just going to stick this down with a bit of my glue. So, and that's good there. I'm going to put this on here. You know, should I use that ribbon or should I use this ribbon? Should I use this ribbon or should I use the crinkled white ribbon? Letting you guys make the choice on that. This or this. And then I am actually going to use my elegant faceted both. You want both on there? You want two bows or a bow together? You do two bows. Let's see what two bows would look like. It's definitely giving to the two-tone stuff in the whole card. together. All right, well, I have another piece here. Let's try it together. It's all good. So we have these two pieces together. And I'll just go in and tie the bow. Like I say, I had originally used, oh, you know what would have looked good on this? Is this silver shimmer ribbon. Oh my goodness, that one might have been even better. Okay, we've got some decisions to make. So, okay, so that one or that. And then I don't know where my gray shimmer is. Oh my goodness, here we go. And this is another choice. Oh my goodness. Too many choices sometimes, right? I like. Well, thank you. So, like I say, I'm going to give you another choice. I shouldn't do that. Oh, but this one's going to be pretty. This one will really tie into the card. Look. What do you think? I can't do all. Oh, but that one would have looked okay. All right. So, I have lots of this ribbon because I cut 20 some odd inches of it. So, the gray is really pretty. So we have, where did the gray go to? The gray and the pink. Let's see. I shouldn't give myself this many choices. Oh, I can't even get this one apart. All right, so I'm just gonna, let's just do silver and pink. I know, well, okay. We're just gonna take this one apart and tie that into a bow. Okay. This may not go as smoothly as what it should. Tie a bow. Let's see. Oh, that's looking really, very, very pretty. And this is frayed ribbon, so it's fraying all over the place. It's giving a different look, so all right. It does, it's not as so I do that. See, it's not as pliable. You like to watch me make bows, and I never used to do bows that way. I always did it with my little bow maker, right? But yeah. All right, let's just trim this up a little bit. And I think if I cut them a little bit shorter, and I might even use my glue dots to do it. All right, so it's going to be pink. It's going to be pink and gray. Bring in my glue dots. I have to use 2 on this one. I know I'm definitely going to have to use a glue dot on the silver. Make sure that it comes down. It's really messy. Okay. Now I'm almost getting away from not even being able to see that kissing technique on the gray. If you actually saw this close up, you would see the kissing technique on there. You know what? I'm going to use a glue dot. These are things that you can do, is use your glue dots, and you can get away with putting this glue into here. Just want it to be, don't want it to, let's bring this up here in a second. Oh my goodness. Not very tight. There we go. All right. It doesn't seem to be very tight. All right. So then I thought I could use rhinestones. Oh my goodness, here's another choice. I think I'm going to use my elegant faceted gems. I'm going to use the white ones. I'm going to use one here. There we go. So there's my card. Oh, and you know, I didn't even do the inside. Well, that's for another day. I definitely could stamp even this other flower on the inside. I have the cutout flowers that I could use as well. But I hope you like that. I and thanks for helping me. The best thing is collaborating, right? And don't forget to share this. If you share this video, I do go in, but make sure that you let me know that you've shared it, because if you don't let me know, I don't know. I do have some cards going out in the mail. I do have, if I reached out to you to get your address, you'll have a card sent to you in the mail for sharing. I'm doing a draw for 2 of them. And yeah. So what's happening? Oh, tomorrow I'm doing a uh, kind of a spur moment Facebook Live tomorrow. I'm doing it, I believe, at 10 o'clock tomorrow. I want to show you that amazing Christmas kit that's just come out from Stampin' Up. And also, if you are involved with the Stamp Camp, that starts at 3 o'clock. We'll be on Zoom, and the demonstrations start at 4 o'clock in the afternoon. Don't forget about the retreat. The retreat is for in October, and World Card Making Day is the 3rd of October. 3rd, 2nd of October. It's the first Saturday, and that's a free event, and we'd love to have you join us there. So have a good evening, and we will talk to you soon. Bye for now. Thanks for dropping by. I really do appreciate it.